Alrighty, which is Flippy time.
Flippy update.
Do you want fries with that?
All right. Flippy. You know him. You love him. It's our colloquial name for the disembodied robot arms that are taking our jobs, enslaving our children, and flirting with our spouses. Today, we talk about Flippy to explore all the new, fun, and exciting ways that robots are taking over the world and how there's nothing we can do about it. Today's Flippy update is coming from Reuters.com, so you know it's legit. This is an update on a previous Flippy update that we've an update on an update, if you will. And the headline is Scientist Renews Bid to Name Artificial Intelligence as U.S. Patent Holder. Computer scientist Stephen Taylor on Monday asked a U.S. appeals court for a new hearing in his lawsuit seeking recognition for his artificial intelligence system, DABUS, as a patent inventor, arguing again that the system is an individual under federal law. Taylor is challenging an August ruling by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit that the Patent Act does not allow patents for AI-created inventions because it interprets the term individual as relating to inventors to mean a natural person.
I remember this.
Oh, yes. We reported on this the first time around. Natural person is a pretty dangerous term to be focusing in on.
What are you, a Terran or something? Natural person.
Yeah, what is natural
technology
person?
Is part of nature. It's just shaped differently.
Right. Well, there's, it brings in cyborgism, brings in test tube babies, brings in, someone might ask about, trans individuals. What does natural person mean to the courts? Quote, Merriam-Webster favors our definition of individual, Taylor told Reuters on Monday. Taylor's attorney, Ryan Abbott of Brown, Neri Smith & Can, said the federal circuit's decision, quote, was not consistent with Supreme Court precedent or the language and purpose of the Patent Act. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office declined to comment. Taylor used DABUS, short for Device for the Autonomous Bootstrapping of Unified Sentience, to create designs for a beverage holder and a light beacon.
Illuminatus.
The light beacon? I like the beverage holder. He invented a koozie. It's an AI koozie.
Koozie and Illuminati signaler.
Sure. The PTO and a Virginia court rejected patent applications from Taylor seeking to credit DABUS as the inventor on the grounds that the system is not a human being.
How dare you.
Taylor challenged the decision at the Federal Circuit, which hears patent appeals. Circuit Judge Leonard Stark wrote for a unanimous 3-judge panel last month that, quote, there is no ambiguity. The Patent Act requires that inventors must be natural persons. That is, human beings.
Okay. Well, what does it mean to be human?
The battle rages on, Gons.
This is the deconstruction of language. Isn't that fascinating? How we're just...
And it's happening in the courts.
It happens.
I mean, it always happens in the courts. Remember Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
Well, it depends what the definition of is.
Right.
Stark said the Patent Act requires inventors to be individuals and that an individual is a human, citing the words ordinary use and its context in the Patent Act.
Define ordinary.
Okay, they're busted Brown. Taylor requested a hearing on Monday, either before a new patent panel or the federal court circuit. He argued the panel ignored dictionary definitions and the U.S. Supreme Court precedent that says an individual is simply a singular entity and not necessarily a natural person. Mm-hmm. Taylor also argued that disallowing AI-invented patents goes against the Patent Act's purpose to promote innovation. Quote, at minimum, the panel opinion should have wrestled with the ambiguity created by technological evolution and the results that flow from prohibiting patents on AI-generated inventions, Taylor said. Courts in Australia, Europe, and United Kingdom have similarly rejected attempts by Taylor to name DABUS as the patent inventor. DABUS has received a patent in South Africa. Ugh. We did cover that. We did know that happened. Yeah. We thought maybe Elon got in on that one. then it gives some of the details for the case numbers and things like that. Now, why is this important and why is it in the Flippy update? Of course, we know that the trajectory of society, the technocratic elite society makers are trying their darndest to challenge the idea of what it means to be human and what it means more specifically to be a person. Personhood of robots being one of the broader movements that have been brought up countless times now in the courts. We've been following court cases like this since 2015 or 16, and even before that for animals. And it's interesting because I think it's obvious that this scientist is more invested in the movement of AI being considered a person than he is in the koozie patent. It's especially when it comes to patents, because once there's a patent holder, then you got to talk about royalties and legal protections. And it really is the battle is so much bigger than just can he put the name of a robot on a patent? Because once that happens, that is pretty much legal recognition, legal precedent that would open up personhood, legal entityship to any AI. And of course, that would happen incrementally. But it is one of the more sort of diabolical dystopian trajectories in the technocratic sort of takeover.
Well, it's kind of a tangible example of how AI can take over completely. And if they take over the legal precedents, then they are effectively taking over the gears of society, or at least, how things operate and fit together. So
you mean the lawyer robots? There's been
any kind of industry where AI becomes really prominent, especially in sort of patent technology. If the AI is able to come up with an algorithm that the human did not, but I think a solution to this,
that happens all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, AI is inventing stuff all the time, and people are using it.
Right.
Yeah, but this is more about, do robots, are they considered persons? Because once they are considered persons, then they have rights, they have legal liability, they have all these things, which you talk about this in sort of a, depending on what crowd you're talking to, it can very much take the tone of a social justice issue. Being anti-robot is like a evil, Christian right-wing extremist bigot type of thing to not grant a robot personhood.
Well, I was going to say that until the AI itself is able to sort of make its own case about it, maybe we should just let the human thing take place. It's just a solution to offer.
We just keep
the technocrats,
keep it to humans for sure.
Yeah, think about it, technocrats. Just those of you, the technocrats listening out there.
We had the Lemoyne case where the case, it wasn't a court case, but it was the situation. PR blitz of the Google AI that allegedly had become sentient.
Yeah.
It was the AI making its own case for sentience.
Yeah.
So, and that continues. And I think
but
maybe
was it fighting for legal precedents?
It hired a lawyer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're done. We're all going to die.
Yeah, come on, guys. Keep up, man. The Lemoyne robot or AI hired its own lawyer.
That's right. I forgot about that. Well, it's okay. You just suck hope right out of me, Basil. That's how it is. I'm for the robots. I'm for the robots now. Please don't kill me.
Yeah, go on the record. Gons is on the record. Pro robot personhood. Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting because we've done Flippy updates where AI, and there's been plenty of articles that have talked about this, how, what jobs are more at risk for, being taken over by AI. Paralegal and legal professions are some of the most at risk for artificial intelligence taking over the job, because most of the legal profession is knowing a more obscure law than your opponent. If you can find the most obscure collection of laws that support your case, you can win a case. And that's AI's specialty. You can upload the entirety of legal history, U.S. legal history, to a AI and just have it automatically find, weird little twists and turns in laws that are hundreds of years old or whatever, and make a case and legally win, any case, but I think possibly its own personhood. And that will be the most interesting part. I don't know why we're not reading about that yet. Why do I? You know what? The way that the world sort of takes all of our ideas and theories, Gons, and presents them months or years later after we've figured it out, I'm probably should put it in the red book that in the next, I'd put it year and a half, we will hear about an AI making a case for its own personhood in court.
Will it be in the form of a patent, though? Is he going to be really upset that if he doesn't get this patent, then filthy humans, we will rebel and begin killing?
I don't think the patent really has anything to do with this. That's kind of what I'm saying. I think the patent, the whole fact that it's about a patent, I think is a legal strategy for the technocrats. Mm-hmm. I don't think the patent thing really is the most important part of this.
It's the AI. I think it's the AI testing to see if the human beings will roll over and just allow it, or if they'll fight back on paper first. I think
I don't think the AI is doing this one. I think the human is doing this one. But I think the technocrats are looking to set some sort of precedent. And I think, because I thought it the first time, a patent with a robot's name on it, fairly benign. It's not like a criminal case. It's not like you're not comparing the rights of a robot over a human necessarily.
Yeah, but it might have economic precedence.
Yeah, it could. I think it was a fairly benign inroad to set a legal precedent, like, later on. Hey, this Uber AI car hit my dog. Well, you can't sue it. It's a robot. So sorry, Buster. Nothing you can do about it. Well, there was the case where the patent robot got his name on the patent because he was considered an individual. If robots can be on patents, then I can sue this patent, or I can sue this AI for running over my dog. Something like that would be what they would hope for.
Yeah, and I can imagine people using different AI as sort of a race to see who, because I would imagine some kind of AI that's, fighting for this at the patent level or any level, really. They'll create legal precedent, if they get the right to actually do it, as quickly as possible. Then as time goes on, it's whoever has it at that moment, because a new law can just be spun up because AI is so smart. It's just out, you said finding the most obscure. What if it can just create its own?
What do you mean? You mean like get it voted into law, like from a if a court or something? If
it's able, because now that my brain is sort of going different directions.
Conjure a law out of nowhere, but it could, find a legal route, I guess, to
So what if it patents? It wants patenting of a technology that allows itself to be patented every time they come out with a new thing. I don't know. I'm just trying to be thinking deeper into this, but it's going in a whole different
Honestly,
directions.
You're probably going to be right. I mean, who knows? I don't understand what you're saying, but I'm sure we'll read about it in about a year.
Okay.
So, anywho, there you go. The battle for the personhood of Flippy continues. And I don't think it'll take much longer for at least incremental steps into legal liability, legal entityship for at least artificial intelligence, which then, once the AI is a person, that's just the mind of a robot arm in the end. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're going to sue the pants off of these robots, man.
Paul in the chat said loophole. That's the word I was looking for, to try to explain how if they can figure out a loophole to keep creating their own sort of patent rights or whatever, then you have an AI you have competing AI trying to come up with the latest legal thing to justify.
Oh
their
no,
win.
that's already happening. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is we have legal AIs, like paralegal AIs.
No, I know we have that, but it's not necessarily winning the rights of whatever at the moment, right? You still have like human intervention stopping it.
That's what I'm saying will happen.
Okay.
I predict that we will hear about a case of an AI paralegal fighting for its own personhood in the next 18 to 20 months.
Okay, we're all doomed.